welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be recording the Booktube Newbie Tag. Since this is my second video that I am going to be posting, I just wanted to come on here and introduce myself a little bit and just talk a little bit more about why I'm making this channel, a little bit more about my reading history and just fun things like that. Okay, so the first question is, why did you start this channel? So a few years ago, I discovered Booktube, and ever since then I just have loved watching videos of my favorite creators and just listening to people talk about their love of books and everything that and just life in general, sharing pieces of their lives. And I just thought, oh, that would be so much fun to join that community and start creating videos. So I was like, oh, you know, this year I am gonna do it. I'm gonna start my channel, because every year I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, and I never do because I'm just like, I don't know, I just can't make up my mind. So I've decided that this is the year I'm going to start my YouTube channel. One of the things I really want to practice this year is how to talk about books more, because I am not very good about talking about my ideas about books or really knowing what to say about them. And especially since I'm almost done with my master's program to become a teacher, and so I'm going to have to really get into talking about books more with my students. So I really want to practice. I want to get better at talking about them. So I think that if I make myself, you know, record videos and just really think more about what it is I'm reading and how do I feel about it? What is my opinion on this? I just think that this will be really helpful for me in the future as I'm going out into becoming an English teacher. The question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? So this question, I'm not really sure how to answer. I feel like this is a really hard question, because I'm like, what is unique about me? What is fun about me that I'm going to bring? But I was thinking, you know, everyone is unique, everyone is different, everyone has their own opinion. So I think just, you know, being on here and sharing my ideas and like what I think about different books, like joining the conversation, I think is what I'm going to bring. Is just, you know, being myself, bringing my tastes and what I like and what my interests and what I read, and I think that's something I'm going to bring to this. The third question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? So I think that my biggest thing I'm excited about is just meeting new people and making friends in this community. I'm just really excited to just get in there and like meet people and talk to people about books and just have, you know, a great time, like just talking about what we read. And so I think another thing I'm really excited for is that I'm excited to be more creative. I'm so excited to get into video editing, because I'm not, obviously, it's my first time really editing videos, so I'm really like a newbie. So I'm excited to practice that. I'm excited to just talk about books. I'm excited to try out some tags. I'm always saying how I really want to participate in a readathon, but I never do it. So this year I'm going to try to finally participate, and I think actually creating a channel and talking about, you know, participating in like recording as I'm reading and talking about it. I also think it would be a lot of fun to maybe do some vlog style videos, which I don't know if I'll actually do it, because honestly, to tell you the truth, my life is pretty boring. I basically go to work, go home, go to church, go home. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to like document myself reading a book. I know one I really want to document myself reading is Babel, because I just think that, I mean, that's my first R.F. Kuang book, and I just think it would be really cool to document myself reading it and just my thoughts as I'm reading. The next question is, why do you love reading? So I have to say, I think the reason why I love reading is because you just get to introduce yourself to all these new worlds and new characters, and it's just so cool to like go on a journey without even leaving your house. And I just think it's so much fun, and like and books are so important in our society. You know, everyone, well, most people read, and there are a lot of people that's just like their passion, like writing and creating worlds and sharing ideas. So I think like just being able to like read and just see all these different perspectives that you wouldn't normally see because of, you know, where I'm from, and I may not understand, and may never go to the place where an author's from, but if I'm reading their work, then okay, oh, I'm actually, you know, maybe stepping into their world and kind of getting like a feel of like who they are and where they come from, because I really believe that your writers, like books, the things that they write are an extension of themselves, and so like you're basically getting to know someone through their writing and their beliefs and their everything about them, I think. So I think that's why I love reading. I think it's fun to explore new worlds and meet new characters. Next question is, what book or series got you into reading? So I think like, I remember as a kid, I really loved the American Girl books, and those were really fun. And I remember when I was in high school that I would go to the library and I would check out books and just read a bunch. And I remember, well, one of my favorite authors is Tamara Pierce, and her Song of the Lioness trilogy is just like, her Song of the Lioness trilogy is just the best, and I love it, you know. Of course, one of my favorite series that I read growing up was Harry Potter, and I was actually, you know, able to like experience them coming out. And I remember like every time I hear a new book was coming out in a series, I would just get so excited and do a happy dance, which is basically me just jumping up and down and screaming because I was so excited to find out what was going to happen to Harry and his friends. And I think those, like, yeah, that was a really big, really important book series to get me into reading. And just, I know there's so much more books that I've read that I've, you know, that have basically made me love reading. And though I can't remember all of them, I know there's quite a few. Oh, the Princess Diaries series is another one that I've really got me into reading. Okay, the next question is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Okay, so I think that my biggest question I have is how to stay consistent. How do you, you know, record so much, and how do you get ideas and come up with things to talk about? And I think just also, since like I said before that I'm new to editing video, just how is the best way to edit it, how to get a good workflow, and all these different things like that go along with video editing that I am really new to, that I don't really know how to do. So I think those are the questions that I would ask. Challenges starting a booktube channel would be hardest to overcome is the next question. And I think that one again is editing video, because editing, yeah, like I said before, I'm new to it, so it's definitely going to be an experience. And I think another one that I've struggled for a lot is reading consistently, because I am definitely very susceptible to reading slumps, and I always joke around that I'm in a perpetual reading slump, because I just get to the point where I just can't read anything. I'll pick up a book, I'll start it, and then I'll put it down, and then I'll just like not even continue it. So I think that is especially going to be a challenge, and just, you know, I really want this year to be more of a reader. And like I said in my last video, just saying the fact that I read 11 books is a big deal for me just in the first month, because 11 books, I would be lucky to have read 11 books in 1 year, because I'm just not good at consistently reading, and especially since I always get distracted by different things. And yeah, so that's going to be one of the biggest, hardest things to overcome. The next question is, when did you start reading? So I started reading when I was younger. Well, when I was in elementary school, reading was really hard for me, and I really struggled with it. And I just started out reading like just simple sentences, simple like stories that were just really easy to read. And I don't know when it was, but there was a moment when it just clicked and I was good at reading. So I think like, you know, and then in high school, really going to the library, utilizing my school library a lot and reading a lot of books, and I definitely got way more into reading. And yeah. Okay, and our second to last question is, where do you read? So I read lots of places. I think it's easier though for me to read sitting somewhere, but I do like to lay in bed and read. That's always nice. And just, you know, time will just go by really fast and I'll just be like, oh, I need to go to sleep. So I think that's definitely one place, but just, you know, sitting somewhere reading is really what I do. Okay, and our last question is, what kind of books do you like? So I like mainly fantasy, like YA fantasy. I do like some, well, I have never really read sci-fi, but have I read any sci-fi? Yeah, so more fantasy. Though I really want to try to get more on my comfort zone, maybe read some nonfiction. So like one book I really want to read that I've been putting off for a long time. Crying in H Mart is a book that I really would love to read, but I just have not picked it up. And it's by Michelle Zauner. Hopefully I said that right. But this is one book that I really would like to read eventually. And I have to say, the one book, getting out of my comfort zone read that I really want to read this year, which I know this is probably not part of the question, but I'm just going to talk about it, is I've been slowly making my way, and it is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is something that I really want to get out of my comfort zone, and this is out of my comfort zone, is high fantasy, adult high fantasy. And then of course I think Babel is another one that's that kind of story. Historical fantasy is definitely another thing that I am, that is definitely out of my comfort zone. So I really would like to read more out of my comfort zone this year if I can, because I just have a lot of books. There's so many books that I own and that I just hear about that sound really interesting, and like especially like sci-fi. I would love to get more into sci-fi. I know C.S. Lewis has a series of sci-fi series I really want to read. And just like, I don't know, just getting out of my comfort zone and reading more than just YA fantasy is definitely a goal of mine this year and what I would really love to do. Well, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited that I finally did this tag. And I'm just really excited to join Booktube, and I hope that I can just and I hope that I can make friends and get to know people on here, and just, you know, join the conversation, join the conversation with everyone that is on here on Booktube. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you can subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. And I just thank you for watching, and have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.